Hello, welcome to Lisa Lovestone. Yeah, it's Bedhead Musing and Mushroom Matcha afternoon. I've been drinking matcha most of the day, and I'm still drinking some. So I have been working on some stuff, and I was attempting to do laundry, but the laundry room is out of order. So that really sucks because I had the time. Whatever. Thank God I found some clean underwear in the bottom of one of my laundry baskets, with the clean clothes. And so I have some clean underwear for later on today. I woke up at 5. I don't remember what I was doing, but I was playing Pokemon Go. I was, whatever it's called when you level your Pokemon up. I was doing stuff like that and just cleaning out Pokemon that don't belong in there to make room for new Pokemon, and just kind of organizing it a little bit. So I did that for about an hour and a half, and then I started to fall asleep. So that was about 5. So I think I fell back to sleep sometime maybe 10 after 6. And I thought about getting up, but I was tired. I mean, it's midnight when I fall asleep. Between 11:30 and 12:30 I fall asleep. So that's 5 hours of sleep. That's not enough for me. So, I can't wake up at 5 o'clock and be rested. And I prayed for a good sleep, and I slept well until 5. I'm not particularly happy with my new mattress topper. I'm trying to learn to love it, but I should not have bought something that wasn't memory foam. This thing is medium firmness. I got it because it has a cooling technology on the part that goes over the topper. The topper cover has cooling technology, which it's cool to the touch, yes. But my sheets, except for my super expensive ones, my Egyptian cotton ones, all my other sheets don't fit it right. I don't know. Do you know how hard it is to try to get something that's had all the air sucked out of it, and it's this big, and then it expands to this big, trying to get it in a box to return it? Oh my God. So anyway, so what is my purpose today? My purpose today is not to bitch about shit. My purpose today is to enlighten and educate. So here we go. Let's enlighten and educate. So I was listening to Bashar, and I was taking notes. And I've taken notes on this before, but I used the wrong notebook. So I used this notebook and took better notes and meditated on what's being said and how to relay it. So I know that there's nothing here that's aesthetic. The picture is not centered behind me. My hair isn't done nice and beautifully. I haven't had a shower. My makeup's not on. I'm not dressed nicely. I don't look bright and cheerful and happy and, got that stuff on that makes me glow. My teeth aren't super white and pretty. I know I'm not aesthetically pleasing. I know that. And I don't really care, because what I need people to understand is unconditional love. And aesthetics aren't going to make you love any better, right? So, and I don't know what's going on with my body. I think it's my Manjaro. I'm having headaches and dizzy spells. I think I'm going to have to quit my Manjaro. I was researching this morning some natural alternatives, and I've found something, but you know, my insurance isn't going to pay for it because it's not, you know, it's not made in a lab with a pharmaceutical lab. It's made organically on somebody's farm where they have a big building where they manufacture it, make it organically from plants. My insurance isn't going to pay for that because it would benefit me more naturally, more holistically. But I need to stop taking Manjaro. I've been on it for over a year. I'm not losing weight on it. My blood sugar is perfect every single day. And if I'm not careful, it's low. But I'm sweating. I'm warm. My house is 72 degrees. That's pretty cool. I've got this fan on and I've got the other fan on in my bedroom, circulating the air really well. My apartment isn't huge, so if the air is coming out of that vent, I can feel it way over there. But I'm pitting like I'm out walking in the humidity. And I have not done anything strenuous other than walk down the hall twice today. So I know I seem irritable, and that's another thing that's happening. It's like menopause, but I'm not menopausing. I menopaused many years ago, after I had my hysterectomy. So Manjaro can give you menopausal type symptoms. But these headaches I've been having, my neck hurts, my headaches, I need to get into a massage therapist. I'm broke. Well, I'm not broke now, but I've been broke for about a week. But I mean, I'm going to pay my bills and then the money's going to be gone. You know, it's the story of the common working class, right? My story isn't special. It's the story of the working class. You know, and hopefully as we get near to 2032, or hopefully before, I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to get worse before it gets better. I already know that. All right, I'm centering myself. I just literally meditated before I turned this phone on. But I started thinking about I don't know what, and I got irritable again. So, yeah. Manjaro messes with your hormones. It certainly does. All right, so let me share with you what I've been researching, meditating on, learning this morning, and I've been learning for months about this, and I feel like it's been absorbed into me enough, into my psyche, that I understand it well enough that I can explain it to others in a way that could be understood. So here I am. I feel like it's important, and it's going to help anybody out there who wants to raise their vibration, who wants to understand the process of manifesting. And you know, some people manifest and they're like so excited and happy and, you know, whatever. And then they stop manifesting. And they don't understand why. Like, why is this a one and done thing? Well, hopefully what I have to share will be helpful. Now remember, in order to manifest, in order to raise your vibration, you need to get yourself healed. And that doesn't mean you have to be healed. That means you have to be going through the process and be willing to do it, and be willing to learn, and be willing to do the hard work. And it's really not that hard. What's hard is staying unhealed. That's what's hard. So, because I was unhealed and that was hard. My life was, you know, not happy, not joyful. Always left wanting more because I wasn't being content with what was happening, because it wasn't meant for me. So here we go. All right, so Bashar. You know, I'm pretty stuck on Bashar. And a lot of what he says doesn't quite jive with the Golden Future book or the Golden Future Oracle cards. They don't always jive, but the end result is very similar. So the end result is people raising their vibration. Life is better. People are not selfish and egotistical. And there's like basically no mean cruelness. Everybody has enough. Everybody has enough. Everybody has what they need. Everyone. And that is the end result of what Bashar teaches, and The Golden Future by Diana Cooper. That's her end result as well. So there's that path and there's this path that basically gets you to very similarly the same place, right? And that's kind of like a lot of religions as well. They similarly get you to the same place. So it's all about the path you want to take that works for you, that's meant for you. As long as that path is about healing, self-love, learning unconditional love for yourself, and then reaching out and unconditionally loving all, right? Love the plants, love the animals, love the humans. And learning to accept what is, learning to be content with what you have right now in this moment, and then through self-love and through unconditional love of others and kindness, right? You elevate yourself, and as you elevate, everything around you elevates. And if there's thousands and thousands of us elevating, and we're elevating what's around us, we're elevating the world, right? Now, Bashar says that he will not allow Earth to destroy itself, humans to destroy the Earth or themselves. In Diana Cannon's book, she talks about the countries that people will be living in by 2050. If you've been listening to my videos when I'm reading the chapters, she never mentions the United States. Now, Bashar doesn't specify any countries. He just specifies the planet as a whole and humanity as a whole. So, I really wonder about the United States. So, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to be around a while longer, so I don't know if I will still be here in the United States, if I will be in another country. I don't know what will happen. I should go to the doctor and find out if I'm allergic to cats. I very well could be allergic to cats. Because as I'm changing, especially with the Manjaro and just with my age, like I used to eat so much meat. I loved meat. I loved a good steak on the grill. I loved shrimp on the Barbie. I mean, I still love that, but I'm just saying, all the things I loved, I can't eat meat hardly. I just can barely eat it. I get so sick. I feel terrible when I eat meat. So I wonder if I'm allergic to cats. I've never been allergic to cats, but if you grow up with cats, maybe you don't know you're allergic to them. Because this itching is insane. It's my scalp the most, but it's my neck, it's my shoulders, it's my back, my arms. Okay. So at the beginning of this entry, I write, Frumpy is still president, sad face. It's unbelievable to me that he's a president and what he's getting away with doing. I can't even, it's like my brain won't even accept it. The insanity of it. And Elon Musk, they're insane people in control of our country. That's fucking scary. Bashar's AAA system, program, whatever it is called. AAA. AAA. And you can find this on any YouTube video or Bashar TV, but I've broken it down to make it simple and using kind of my own style to help, put that message out. Like I said, I've absorbed it so much. I've listened to it over and over again. I've meditated on it. I understand the concept well enough that I can now teach it, speak it. The first day is acknowledge. Once you have manifested something, you have asked for, stop. Don't ask for more. Wait. Allow yourself to acknowledge what you have been given in that moment. This is crucial, that when you have manifested something you have asked for, stop and be in the moment of that. Like, okay, let's say, just for a really good, easy example, you're at those big machines at the grocery store and you're buying lottery tickets and you won $40. And I'm saying 40 because I have a ticket somewhere. I don't even know where I put it. It's got $40 on it. I need to find it and cash it in. Oh my God. So let's say you won. Are you kidding me? I gotta plug my phone in before it dies. I didn't realize. Sorry you guys, I'm so sorry. Okay, good. I didn't accidentally pause this. Okay, so, all right, so this is also an example. What I've accidentally done is actually a good example. So I won $40 on my scratch ticket, right? Okay, well, I haven't done anything. I haven't even cashed it in. But that's accidental, but it helps with paint the picture. So let's say you go and you, like I did, I bought a scratch ticket, right? And it's got $40 on it. Okay. Well, I have manifested $40, and I'm not going to do the math on how much I have after what I spent. Okay, I'm not going to do that. But let's just say I have more than what I spent, okay? So, all right, so I have more than what I spent. So I've manifested, and what I wanted was more money. I wanted more money because I knew I was going to be broke for several days because I took a week off from working. So with no income coming in, I took a chance and I bought a scratch ticket and I won some money. Now, to my best of my knowledge, I've won $40. I might have won more. Once I saw that I won $40, I stopped scratching because all they're going to do is scan it, and then you win however much money is on there. There's no point in scratching more. I mean, you could, so you would know exactly how much you're supposed to have, whatever. But I didn't, okay? So, all right. So, stop once you get what you're wanting. Now, did I want more than $40? Yes. But the main thing was I wanted more money than what I had at that moment. And that's what I got. Okay? So wait. Allow yourself to acknowledge what you have been given in that moment, and that's crucial. All right. Stay in that moment and acknowledge what just happened, what you have just been given. So take a minute. Be in the moment, right? Be in the moment for an hour. Be in the moment for a day. Be in the moment for a week. Whatever you intuitively feel like you need to do to be in the moment for that specific thing, right? Okay. So don't ask for more, don't want more in that moment. And I didn't want more. When I won the $40, I was freaking happy. I was like, 40, cool, okay? Now, at the beginning, I was hoping for more, but when I saw the 40, I was relieved. I'm like, okay, this will help buy some gas for my car so I can drive over there and feed my kitties. So I can drive out to the lake and go swimming or go hiking, you know, right? So it'll get me by until I have an income again. Okay, so great. I was content. I'm happy. I haven't even spent it yet. So somehow I got by without it, right? So yay for me. Okay. But live in that moment. Be in that moment. Acknowledge what just happened. Right? Okay. Appreciation, which, you know, appreciation is the umbrella with what's underneath that? Gratitude, thankfulness, right? Okay. Be in a state of gratitude. Be in a state of gratitude, appreciation, grace. Well, I'm sorry, I messed up. Gratitude, grace, and deep appreciation in the moment that you have been given. Deep gratitude, deep appreciation. So grateful. And once you start practicing gratitude, you find yourself more grateful more often for the little things. Like daily, I am grateful for a bed to sleep on, right? I'm not sleeping on the cold, hard floor. I'm not sleeping outside, homeless. I'm inside with shelter and a bed. And I have a bathroom, I have running water. I literally am grateful daily for those things. And what makes me more like aware is I have a homeless friend who doesn't have any of this. You know? He can't even use his cousin's bathroom anymore because I don't know where they're going to use the bathroom, but I know they're peeing in the trees, but the PCV pipe for the sewer is broke. And there's a big old puddle of sewer right there. That's nasty. And I don't know. I mean, they buy nice clothes. Not the homeless guy, but the guy in the house, his cousin, buys nice clothes, has trinkets, whatever, like a big gold cross, but can't afford to fix that sewer thing. I don't know. Not my place to judge. I'm just like, dude. Okay, so anyway, so I can get into my refrigerator. I can get whatever I want to eat. Literally, my refrigerator is so full, I don't know what's in there most of the time. My refrigerator has never, ever, ever in my adult life been this full. Never. Especially when I was a mom. The food was eaten so fast. Especially when my son was a teenager and growing up to be 6 feet and more. Bottomless pit. I just could not keep the food in the house. I just was overwhelmed. And now I'm like giving food away. I'm buying food at Costco. It comes in bulk. I can't eat it all fast enough. Here, have some of this. Here, have some of this. because it's too much for me when I buy the fresh stuff, which is what I like. So I'm living in abundance, right? I don't live in a castle, but I am living in abundance. I have more clothes than I need, I have more food than I need. I have a brain that thinks pretty well. I'm grateful for that. I'm so grateful for my mind. I'm so grateful for my mind. Being around Alzheimer's people since I was a teenager, yeah, I'm really grateful for my mind. That's why that's one of the number one reasons why I do not abuse alcohol. Alcohol is one of the biggest links to Alzheimer's and dementia, because alcohol kills brain cells. We all know that. It can cause you to become a diabetic if you're not a diabetic, because it fucks with your blood sugar. It kills cells. It ages you. It destroys your liver. Why would you do that to yourself? When you're young and you're uneducated and you don't understand, that's one thing. Like me, I was an alcoholic, but I didn't understand the repercussions. We didn't have internet. I didn't even have a TV. I was never home. Why have a TV? I'm never home. It wasn't important to me. Living life to the fullest was important, but boy, it was reckless. It wasn't really fullest, it was reckless. There's a big difference. Okay, so appreciation. Be in a state of gratitude, grace, and deep appreciation in the moment you have been given. Appreciation is a powerful energy. Gratitude is so powerful. I can't even tell you. It will raise your vibration, and the universe knows when you're sincerely grateful, right? So if you are one of those people who can't sincerely be grateful or really be sincere about anything, then you can be. Raise your vibration. It will slowly start to happen for you. Everyone can learn to be sincere. Everyone. Even Frumpy could be sincere. If you handed me Frumpy, right? And we had the dream of mine, my little spa that I would love to open up. You brought me Frumpy to my spa and gave him to me for a month or two, he would be a different man. I promise you that. So this is part of unconditional love. Seeing the diamond in the rough. Right? Frumpy was an abused child. Severely, horrifically abused. Not very unlike myself. Really. Okay? So, my dad and my mom who was not the narcissist, but had some narcissistic behaviors, but I think that bipolar codependence can also have what looks like or is, I'm not sure, narcissistic tendencies. My mom, who was bipolar codependent, and my dad, who was a severe, abusive, alcoholic, narcissist, They withheld love from me. They withheld love from all of their children. I wasn't special in that way. They gave love when they wanted something from you. They gave love when they wanted to make the other child act up, literally hurt the other child. I'm going to give some attention and affection to this child, and all the other children get to see it. I'm going to make sure they see it happen. And they're going to act up, and they're going to get depressed, and they're going to have eating disorders. And they're going to have all these disorders. I'm deliberately doing this to harm my child because I'm sick in the head. And that's what my parents did, both of them. My mom also withheld love, withheld affection. That's what Frumpy's parents did, both of them. They withheld love and affection from their child. And I would have to say he gave inappropriate affection to his daughter. But we won't go there. So this is how I can have compassion for Frumpy. I get it. I understand what that can do to you psychologically. But for whatever reasons, maybe it's because his grandfather ended up having all this money based on fucking people over. His father had all this money based on fucking people over. And then Trump had money fucking people over, but he also went bankrupt, 2 or 3 times while fucking people over. So, my lifestyle was different. I walked away from my family and I lived in poverty because of it. So I was different. I didn't stay in that sick, sadistic state. I left it. I left it at 16. I was done. I wanted a better life, and I didn't know how to obtain it, but I needed out of there. And I got myself out of there. And I still graduated from high school. And I still managed to have my first apartment right after graduation. And I had a job and I had a car. I did that. As a young teenager. I was a fucking survivor then, and I'm a fucking survivor now. But I'm a much more compassionate person. But, I worked in a nursing home. They put me in the Alzheimer's unit because I was so compassionate and caring and kind. And the Alzheimer's people, when they're around people that they don't feel safe with, they get irritable and they scream and they cry and they help me, help me, help me, right? Well, somebody called in sick, so they said, hey, Lisa, can you come in tonight? Can you work the Alzheimer's unit? I'm like, okay. So it was a lockdown unit because people would escape and go out in the freezing cold when it was 20 below zero and freeze to death. So they had to lock it up. So it was a lockdown unit. So I worked in there, and the nurses was so amazed how the Alzheimer's patients would just be relaxed and not irritable around me. And they said, we'll give you a raise, and will you work in the Alzheimer's unit full time? I said, sure. It was really weird for me because I didn't know anything about Alzheimer's till then. I kind of knew about dementia, but Alzheimer's was a whole new ballgame, really. When you work with people, you can see the differences. So yeah, I had basically a lot of the same lifestyle as Frumpy as a child, but for whatever reasons, there's just something in me that didn't want to be the cruel, evil, unkind, selfish, narcissistic monster. You know, I just didn't turn out that way. Frumpy did. So my son just messaged me. He says, I love you. I hope you're having a good day. The ring just came in. He ordered a engagement ring for that beautiful Caroline. Anyway, okay, so let's move on. All right, so allow what happens to happen. Do not manipulate anything. Manipulation is a negative energy, okay? It's low vibing. Don't manipulate anything. Let things happen as they are meant to happen. Let it play out. Sit back, watch it play, and let it roll, okay? You've asked, you've meditated, you've done your thing. Now sit back and let it happen. Don't try to manipulate and force things to happen the way you want it to, because sometimes what you want is not what's meant for you. I've learned that the hard way. Let what's meant for you come. And maybe it's meant for you right now. And let it play out. Let's see what happens. That's the one that's hard for me. Because, you know, I'm alone. I live alone. So something doesn't work out, you know, then what the fuck do I do, right? So who do I fall back on? I only have myself. So that's really scary for me, but I do it, and I've been doing it, and it has been part of my healing process to trust that. And it's been good. It's been really good. So, yeah, allow what happens to happen. Do not manipulate anything. Live in the moment. Live in gratitude. Live in awareness. Be aware. But don't try to manipulate anything. Okay? When we manifest, we simply raise our frequency enough that we realize what we want was already there. That's what Bashar says. What you needed, what you wanted, whatever, was already there. But your frequency was so low, you were not able to see it, to know that it was there, right? Raise your frequency, raise your vibration. Oh, I have what I need. I know, it's weird because we are not taught that in our society, especially in the United States. We are not taught that. We are taught to work hard and pay your bills and save a little bit and watch the government take it for what? I mean, sometimes it comes back to us and sometimes it doesn't, right? So when we are manifesting, we are basically finding what we already have. That's manifestation, is the raising of the vibration, the raising of the frequency to realize that you have everything you need or want. Not always what you want, but what you need and what you're asking for. That's a slippery slope, and we're not going to go into a lot of detail on that part. You're just going to have to read between the lines or do your own research about that. Or I'll talk about it later. So what's already there, it simply becomes visible to us And something else that is crucial. Remember to appreciate yourself. I appreciate that I get up and I make a choice to be happy. I make a choice to be grateful. And I make a choice to be gracious. Right? Those are the choices I make. And I appreciate myself for that. I appreciate that I do the work when it's hard, because I recognize it's harder to not do the work. That's hard. That's really hard. Being in that place. It's painful. It's miserable. Okay? And the third A is allow. Allow what needs to happen. And we already said that, but now we're going into the third A, allow. Allow what needs to happen. Don't manipulate your reality. Don't try to make it happen. Allow the next thing to happen that's supposed to happen. Allow it to happen. So, when you've manifested and you have been in the moment, and you have given gratitude and appreciation in that moment, now sit back and allow the next thing to happen. Let it flow, right? It's like a river. It's like a river. Okay? And there's stuff going on under the water that you don't see, like fish swimming. And when you're looking at the top of the river, you don't see the fish down there, right? But as you zoom in and get closer to the river, right, and the sun isn't reflecting off the water, you might see the fish. You might see what's going on underneath the top of the water. There's a whole ecosystem down there. There's fish. There's snails. There's whatever, water snakes. There's a whole ecology, ecosystem living under that water. There's a whole nother world under that water living. Right? So it's like that. When you raise your vibration, or when you get closer to the water and you can see, or you get in the water and you open your eyes and if the water's not too dirty, you open your eyes and you look, or you've got your goggles, whatever. That's the same as, that's an analogy of raising your vibration. You hoped for fish, right? But the fish was there in the water. You just couldn't see it because you were too far away, right? And the sun was reflecting off the water. You couldn't see what was under the water. But the fish were there. You wanted to go fishing. You were hungry. You were wishing for fish. But the fish was there all along, right? So that's kind of the same thing. You raise your vibration and all of a sudden you're like, oh, the fish have been here all this time. Did they magically appear? I don't know. Who knows? But they're there, okay? Just don't overthink it. So, allow the next thing to happen. It may not always be what you think or what you were thinking, right? It may be something completely different or a little different. It may not be what you want, but it will always be what you need. You will receive what you need, whatever it was you needed in that moment or in that time or in that mental space or in that physical space. You're going to receive what you needed in that moment. okay? Because sometimes what we want isn't what we need. We've got to understand that and accept it. Yes, I want a fucking great big car. Not big, but big. So that I can stretch my legs out in the back and I can have a driver drive me wherever I want, when I want, and never drive again. Like never. And have all this leg room and stretch out. And just look at things and not have to pay attention to the road and just look at everything. I would love that. But do I need it? I don't know. Maybe I could manifest it, maybe not. I don't know. But I do have what I need. I have something I wanted, a Subaru. I wanted a Subaru for a long time and I have a Subaru. And it's fixed and I'm really happy because even though it was hard and frustrating, for every repair I needed, the universe brought to me a way to have it fixed. Right? The money came, it got fixed. Right? And now it's running great. I'm really happy. I love my Subaru. And I wanted a Subaru. And I needed a car. And I needed the space for all my kitty stuff. The traps, the carrier, the food, the gallon jugs of water, the canned food. So I can trap them. There's tuna fish in there. I just need to go. I bought a big case of tuna fish and then it's like, wait a minute. I need a can opener for these. These aren't the pool open lids. Damn it. So now I got to go get a can opener. I don't want to use the one in my house because it needs to stay here. Because when I need it, I want it here, right? So I'll get one that's just for the car. So, it may not be what you want, but you will always have what you need in this manifest way, this process of manifesting with the 3 A's. Okay? Trust that what is happening for a reason. I got this book, Donating Blood, at the American Red Cross. I love this book. It has a place to hold a pen. It has a placeholder, bookmarker. And it has this thing to wrap around so that when I'm going somewhere, I can keep it closed and then it doesn't get bent back. It keeps it closed. I got this for donating blood. Isn't that great? I love it. And it's red, of course, because I donated blood. Makes sense. The pen that came with it, I don't know. I didn't like it or something, so I just stuck one of my own pens in there. But anyway, so that's what I learned from Bashar. I'm not going to take credit for this information. This comes from Bashar. Bashar is an alien that channels through a guy named Daryl. And at first I was like, huh? But, he speaks the truth. The information he gives us is just like far-reaching. It's like when Christ was on earth, he would speak things and people thought he was speaking in riddles. They didn't understand and they tried to kill him. You're pissing me off. I'm going to throw stones at you. I'm going to murder you. You're making me angry. That's not what I believe. Blah, 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 blah. So, Christ has come to earth many times trying to elevate us, mentally, spiritually elevate us. And we have elevated right from Neanderthal to human, right? Homo sapien. But even before that, we were, never mind. I won't. I'll get too confused because of the timelines. Okay. So, yeah. Why wouldn't a species who has elevated to a place where they don't even need a physical body anymore, they just act in the spiritual realm, and they want to help us elevate, right? And if he channels, well, you can't kill the guy, right? I mean, you could, but he could just jump in someone else's body and channel. So, whatever, you can't just burn everybody at the stake. I mean, I guess you could. But what I'm saying is, why is it not believable? Right? Why would we think that we're the only people with a mental capacity living in this great big universe? What makes us think we're so special? I mean, we are. We're actually quite special because we're humans, and we deal with a lot because we have this body. So there's a lot of negative energy that we need to lift up. It's a lot of work. So why wouldn't somebody named, well, his name's not even Bashar, but that's the name we use because we couldn't probably, with our dialect, we probably can't even say his actual name. But he's, he does what angels does, what Christ does. He can speak to 3 or 4 different people all at the same time. He can speak to one of his alien friends in the spaceship in a moment. He can speak to me in the same moment, and he can speak to the person whose body he's inside of. He can have a conversation with him all at the same time. And we always wonder, how can Archangel Michael be everywhere all at once? Everything everywhere all at once. But it's possible. So you just got to believe in the possibilities of things you don't understand. Believe that it's possible. It opens up your mind. Okay, that's possible. It's possible that there's life on other planets. That's possible. Of course it is. And there's nothing un-Christian about believing that. I mean, I remember I was reading my Bible. I was a Christian, and I was reading my Bible, like that's what Christians do, or some of them, I guess. And I was like, it talked about a dragon with a fire in its belly. I was like, wait a minute. That's sci-fi fantasy. That's not biblical. But there it was in my Bible, and I was like, huh? Oh, okay. So somewhere in the Bible, I don't even remember where I read it, there's something talking about a fire in the belly of a dragon, of a great beast. Yeah. So where are the dragons now? Well, apparently there were dragons on this earth. So just believe in the possibilities. I mean, we imagine dragons. Probably anything we can imagine is actually real. Maybe not on this planet, but somewhere. And maybe on this planet, but we're not aware, It's under the water. We can't see it. I hope this is an hour long, so I'm going to get off. I've got to get a shower. I've got to respond to my son. I hope this was educational, insightful, inspirational, helpful to you in some kind of way, because I'm telling you, it's been helpful to me. And I'm telling you, I've been working on this for a month, absorbing it, trying to comprehend it. Just like, what? Wait a minute, huh? Does it really work? But then when I start opening my mind and thinking about things that happened, like I did get my Subaru, I did have enough money to fix it repeatedly until it was fixed. I do have an abundance of food in my refrigerator. I have running water, hot or cold. I can take a shower whenever I want to. I am able to pay my rent. I am able to pay my utility bill. By the grace of all that is good, I am able to do all that. I have been making my car payments. I have been paying my auto insurance. I don't fucking know how I'm doing it, but I'm doing it. If I stop to think about it, I'm like, what? I'm doing all this? Yes, I am. But it scares the hell out of me because, if I got that surgery coming up, so I'm going to have to take another week off from work. This was a self-care week, right? But it kind of accidentally, purposefully happened. Accidentally on purpose. But things I didn't imagine were possible are possible for me. I always think it's possible for everyone else, but not for me. Right? The girl that nobody loved, nobody cared about, except for my favorite sister, Rhonda, who cared about me and loved me so much. And then my grandma loved me the best she could. She was stuck in a lot of her own pain. But that would be my mom's mom, my maternal grandmother, Enid. Beautiful woman, beautiful woman. My grandma Enid was so beautiful. She had beautiful, thick, curly hair till the day she died at 93, 95, whatever. She had beautiful skin. She never, ever, ever looked her age. When people said, "Is that your mom?" I said, "No, that's my grandma." "Your grandma? She's not old enough to be your grandma." I'm like, "She's my grandma." Yeah, she's old enough to be my grandma. She just doesn't look it. So, I don't know what I was even talking about. All right, so I got to get back to my son and get in the shower. I hope I was helpful to you in some way that elevates you, educates you, lifts your vibration. I hope I'm lifting other vibrations as I'm lifting my own. All right, peace, love, and light. Be compassionate, be kind, love yourself, love others. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Lisa Lovestone out.